Hello, Michael from MTech here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a studio board within Discovery Education. The first thing you'll want to do is to navigate to Discovery Education, which is under our ECSD bookmarks right here. And you click on it. It's a one sign-in. It'll take you right here, and then you're going to click on Studio. Once you're here, you can see that there on the left-hand side here, there's a few things, and the first thing that you'll want to do is click on Let's Create. You can see you can start it from scratch or create from a template. I'm going to show you first from scratch. The first thing you'll want to do is probably title your board. So up here, instead of this timestamp, you can click it and you can change the name. This one I'll probably just say moon phases, and I'll show you how to create a moon phases. You can also add in a description or tags or grades, but really the title is the most important part, and you just click save. Once you've created the title, you can now start customizing your board. The first part might be your background. So you can see here it says blank slate. If I click this one, I can change it to some of these colors that they already give for me. So if I like this red alert, I click this, you can see automatically my background changes to red in this color. It'll create a theme. This next one here is also kind of the texture of some of the stuff. You'll see if I'm going to go down a little bit to show you. Maybe this one's a good gravel one. And if I click this, you can see that it changes that texture a little bit. So that's a good thing if you want a little extra in your background. Once you're happy with your theme, you can start adding some content. That's what this plus is for. So if I click this plus, you can see I can search in Discovery, I can add from my quick list, I can upload from my device, I can create a headline, a text, I can even create blocks so it organizes it well, I can create a question and answer, and I can even create new pages. So the first one I'll show you is Discovery Education. If you want to search for any of their content, you can just search right here. It opens up and I can say moon phases if I want to look for some sort of material in moon phases, and say search, and you can see it brings up some content here. Now I would have probably looked through this and added some stuff to my quick list just to make sure that I am vetting some of this stuff and I know I want it, but for this tutorial's sake, I'll just click on some of these things. So I would like this video right here on moon phases. I click and I say add selected, and you can see it adds straight to my studio board. Now, like I was saying before, you could also add a little structure in here. So if I wanted to, I could add some blocks, and you could see there's a few, 1, 2, 3, or a Wonderwall block. So you can have to play around with these to know what they all look like. But for example, I'll click on 2 blocks here, and it shows me 2 blocks like this. If I click this Wonderwall, I'll show you that one too, and it makes it a very lots of different places, and it kind of formats it for you. So that's kind of the difference between those ones. If you ever add stuff or you don't want it anymore, you can also undo, or you can delete it as well. So either way, but I'm going to keep these 2 here, and you can see that this plus comes up in the middle. So it's the same kind of thing. I'm going to click this plus to add some content. There's less than this plus, but it's still the same stuff. I can search from Discovery, I can add from my quick list, I can add any files from my computer, or I can just put in a text box. So for example, I'll show you another one from adding from quick list, and let's see if I have any. Oh yeah, what are the phases of the moon right here? I can add that, and you can see it populates it right in here. And if I want to do this one, and if I wanted to search again from Discovery, it's the same thing. I can search, and maybe I can add in, let's see if I can find something else like an image right here, and I can add that and it will populate in here too. Sometimes it does this where it doesn't show the actual picture, but it is there once you have published the site. So I've shown you a little bit of these ones. If you're uploading from the device, is the same kind of thing. It'll bring up your file manager, and if you have a video or a file that you want to share on the studio board, that's the same thing. You would just click there. Headline, if you wanted to add some sort of a text and headline, I could put this as a moon phases. Like this, that's the headline aspect of it. Or if I wanted to create just a text box, I could say please look through this studio board. And you can just write anything you want in the text boxes. That's okay too. And another great feature is this question and answer. If I want to put it here, I can put in a question here. So if I want to ask how many phases? And I can add that as a question, and then the students will have to respond to that answer once they get this studio board. And the last thing I want to show you is adding a new page. So again, you go to this plus and you say add a new page, and it will add a new page. You can even title it something different. I'm just going to say, for simplicity's sake, page 2, and I'll create that. And then you can see down here I can toggle from my page 1 to my page 2, and it will create another page for my studio board that I can continue on with. And this would be a good way if you're keeping some sort of a portfolio or a different one, different outcome from a science. So maybe the first one is phases of the moon, but the second one could be seasons or something like that. And you could keep one studio board for many outcomes, or you could just keep it simple for one outcome. That's the basics of a studio board. Give it a try and good luck with it, and reach out to me if you have any questions.